learning today. So that's really, really important. So for those of you joining us live, welcome to the program. We're just now talking a little bit about avoiding cancer and why we want to do it. I should have probably waited till we're live, right? The reason we're doing this, 1 out of 2 men will be diagnosed with cancer and 1 out of 3 women. So as real estate agents, the thing we do is we rush around a lot, right? We're forever going through drive-thrus to eat. We're forever just whipping things together. A lot of the stuff I've noticed that we're doing is doing things for speed, like drinking out of plastic bottles, which we know is terrible for us, but we do it anyways, don't we? And I feel like putting it down after a drink. So as real estate agents, we do so many fast things. And then what's really started happening over the last few years that I've noticed is our grocery stores are shutting down. And we're starting to buy more junk in bulk, like at Costco and Sam's Club. And we're buying just huge boxes of chemicals. And what we've been challenged with is, and I hear this all the time, especially with agents on a budget, they say, it's so expensive to go to a grocery store like Whole Foods or Trader Joe's and shop properly. They want to go to the big box stores and buy just huge mounds of crap to feed their family for cheap. And that's a very good argument. But I also urge you guys to look at the argument on the other side. What in the world are we going to do when our whole family has cancer and we're putting all this crazy stuff down our throats? So we're going to have David Golden come on in just a little bit. And we'll just go over 5 secrets. And just what I ask you guys to do is have a super huge open mind. What happens when you first start listening to this, the society has put so much stuff in our minds and in just our whole outlook on life that a lot of this is BS, right? Alternative medicine, you hear the Western versus Eastern medicine. You guys got to have a really open mind and just say, okay, I'm not sure I agree with what he just said, but I'm going to write it down and I'm going to commit to go and research it. And then you might say, hey, that sounds like it really makes sense. I would then go out and research that and just take little bits and pieces. We talked about the mindset last week, and especially if you're analytical, you sit there with your arms folded and you're guarded and you don't want to accept any new information. A lot of us don't like change. But if you listen and have an open mind, and you might say, you know what, I'd like to prove myself wrong, or I'd like to prove him right or wrong, and that's an okay thing to do. But what I would hate for you to do is leave today and not take any of it. You're going to hear a lot, and you're going to hear a lot in a very short amount of time, so you're going to have to take what you can and quickly write it down. I'm not saying you need to completely change your life overnight, go vegan, live in a bubble, and drink spinach juice for the rest of your life, but take some of these things and try to incorporate it in your life. And some of the things, maybe if we have time after, I'll tell you what I've changed. You guys see me drinking my green juice all the time. Completely changed my life. I mean, that's just one of the things. I really can't think of the last time I've been sick. I can't. It's been 3-4 years maybe. And if I start feeling sick, I know what to do to change it really quick with the help of David, of course. So we'll get started with that. And then for you guys that are just streaming live, we are going to go over, I promised 5 before, but when I started writing them down, I have 10 scripts, 5 buyers, and then 5 seller scripts to absolutely make sure you convert. So let me see if I can get Dave on the webinar. And if you guys have any questions, let's go over some of that. It's always hard when people are out of town. I think this is starting at 11:10. We got 3 more minutes. All right, so who wants to go over a bonus script before we start that then? All right. Should it be a buyer or seller script? Buyer. All right. All right, so I'm the only one on right now. So a good buyer script, who was on the call this morning, the buyer's agent's call? Did you like those scripts? Was that kind of fun? Nancy, which was your favorite?
Well, I tend to use a lot about if I were to show you a home that's not on the market yet.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be open happen to come out and I could.
So homes that are on the market yet. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's one of my favorites that I've even neglected to teach my team lately. You know, sometimes you get out of the business, you don't remember everything. But hey, how does this sound? Mr. and Mrs. Smith, one of the benefits of working with Team Bjorkman is we are consistently compiling MLS information and price ranges of homes that went on the market and never sold. You see, sometimes these people still want to sell, but they're not ready to list yet. Would you like me to call them and see if they're ready? You like that? It's huge. It works every single time. And they say, well, what do you mean? And you just say, just like I said, some people went on the market overpriced. Some people went on the market at the wrong time. Some people put their home on the market, and then maybe something was devastating in their family. A death, they got relocated. Maybe they were thinking of renting it. Maybe they did rent it out. Well, we compile all those lists of information of all the homes that were previously on the market. It'll take me just a day or so to give them a call. Would you like me to find what's in your price range? And they go, yeah, absolutely. Because what are they looking for? Houses. What do we have to find them? Do we have a lot of inventory? No, yeah. So that's just one of the 5. So if you like that, write it down, role play it with your teammates in here. So let's see. Okay, we got him. You there, David? Or do I have to turn this on? Probably have to turn that on. Hold on, buddy. You there? Hello?
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm trying to figure out why you're not coming through the big speakers, though. Hang tight.
Yeah.
I know. It's kind of weird because you're streaming live in front of tons of people and you're in a live audience. So let's try this. You there?
Yep, I'm here.
All right. Let's turn this up. You guys in the back, raise your hand when you can hear it. David, tell us about yourself, where you live, and what you do.
Hey guys, I'm David Golden. Whoa, there's massive feedback.
Oh, no. Crap. That's not very good.
Hello?
Hello? Hold on.
I think that might be better. Hold on. That's better, I think.
It could have been the Facebook open. Does that feel right?
Hey guys, can you hear me okay now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Henry in the back, can you hear that? Okay, cool. So it's kind of weird when we're doing this. Let me see if I can get your screen. All right, I'm going to give you the screen, David.
All right, hold on. I'm trying to share my webcam too here.
Hey, sexy, we got you. Take that screen.
All right. Hi, everybody.
I wish you could see them. They're all waving at you.
I wish I could see you guys. I can't see anything but myself. I'm like talking to me.
Here, hold on. I'm going to turn my clam on so you can at least see me. I know you love that.
Yeah, I love you.
So you guys got to remember, David and I are very close friends, so we can say really weird things to each other. Hi, buddy.
Hey, Mikey. What's up, bud?
Oh, you know, just trying to keep our people healthy here. You want to push play on your presentation there? I want to see how big I can get this in my screen here.
The minute I hit play, I can't see you anymore, so bye.
Okay, so this is your time right now to say hi to everybody and tell them about yourself a little bit, where you live, what you do, what your passion is, real quick. We're going to try to keep this down to about 30 to 40 minutes at the most.
Cool. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
All right, hold on one sec. Sorry. Gotta shut this off too.
We should hire professionals to help us with this stuff.
There we go. All right, guys. Okay, so everybody can see my screen?
Yep. You're good, buddy.
You can see me? Cool. So my name is David Golden. I've known Mikey for many, many years. I got him into the REO space. I've been in real estate for about 20 years, closed over 18,000 properties with HUD, BLB, big government contracts, investors, corporate clients, that sort of thing. So I've been in the game for a really, really long time. It's been a passion of mine for a really long time. I love to help people make a lot of money with real estate. And I've also been obsessed with personal development, leadership training. I've been through all of Tony Robbins' Master University. I've walked on fire, 5-6 times. Done all his course. Went to Fiji to his house, and basically been obsessed with this man for a really long time. And what I love about him is his passion for health and wellness, and for his way of viewing how to cure disease. And one of his things that really stuck with me was that cancer is treatable, it's reversible if you just give your body what it needs to heal itself. So basically, I was living like a vegetarian lifestyle or whatnot, and then my wife at the time got pregnant. She started craving all kinds of meat and cheese and dairy and all kinds of crazy stuff. So anyways, we went back to living our regular life. Well, fast forward to a few years ago, and I'm divorced now. I'm with my girlfriend now, and we are going out a lot. We're partying a lot. We're doing a lot of drinking, some drugs, and having a really, really good time. And at the same time, she got really sick. So she got that. What's that?
I was assuring them that I was not doing that with you.
Yeah, no. So anyway, yeah, that was all secret, behind closed door for me. But anyways, the point is, my girlfriend got really sick, and she got diagnosed with the early stages of cervical cancer. And so I freaked out, and because they wanted to cut her open and do all these types of surgeries on her and whatnot. And I'm not one that thinks that you're going to cut out a problem, right? I'm more about I'm not about treating symptoms. I'm more about treating the root cause. And that's one of the things I learned from Tony Robbins. So basically, I was like, no, you're not going to cut it out. We're going to treat this naturally, and we're going to fix this with juicing and lifestyle choices and a new diet. So long story short, we basically take her to a bunch of different gynecologists where they're making her. The only treatment is to cut it out, and I'm refusing it. And her family's upset at me, and whatever. But anyway, I convinced her to do it my way, and we basically got it down another level to basically where it's non-existent anymore. So we in essence reversed it without having to do any sort of traditional treatment, or surgery or whatnot. So anyway, I became obsessed with this reversing or treating cancer type of thing. And in the process of helping her, I also lost 55 pounds. And my leg was falling asleep a lot. And so now my leg doesn't fall asleep anymore. My back was hurting a lot. My back doesn't hurt anymore. My shoulder was hurting a lot. My shoulder doesn't hurt anymore. I have more energy than I ever had before. I was always an overweight kid. I was always husky or obese or whatever. And now I have a six-pack for the first time in my life, and I'm almost 40 years old. So a lot of these changes that I've made have been phenomenal for me, not only because of reversing disease, but also just for health and energy in general. So that's why I'm here. I want to talk to you guys about the causes of cancer and how to avoid those things, because the public is very misled, and the driving force behind that is money. And so I kind of want to share with you guys, so you guys can take precautions for yourselves and not be disillusioned, because you don't want to be the 1 in 2 men that get diagnosed with cancer in their life, or the 1 in 3 women that are going to be diagnosed with cancer in their life. It's a very sad and scary statistic.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
So anyway, that's what I'm here to share.
Cool, buddy. Thank you.
No worries.
Let's rock it.
Hello?
Go ahead. You there?
I can barely hear you.
Okay. How about now?
There you go.
All right, come on. You're good on this side.
Cool, man. So anyways, we're going to talk about some controversial things. So hear me out, and then verify all this stuff for yourself, right? Don't take my word for anything that I'm going to say right now. You go and verify it for yourself. But in essence, cancer is a $200 billion a year business. So think about it. The industry is designed to make money. Our medical system is designed to make money, right? Big pharma, big food, the government's involved, FDA, USDA. It's a revolving door between FDA. It's the same people going back and forth between big pharma and FDA. So they're creating rules to make it really easy for them to do whatever they want to do. So anyway. 9 out of 10 oncologists would refuse chemotherapy for themselves or their family members if they had cancer. So think about that. If you're an oncologist and you would not give chemo to any of your family members or never take it yourself, why on earth are you prescribing it to everybody, right? because they can only prescribe chemotherapy, radiation, or surgery. That's it. For the past 50 or 60 years, that's been the case, which is ridiculous. On average, people who receive no treatment live longer than those who get chemo. So think about that too. So as much as 70% of the average oncologist's earnings come from selling chemotherapy drugs in his or her office, which means one of the only drugs out there that doctors are prescribing, chemotherapy, that's one of the only ones that they can actually get like say for referral fee in real estate terms, a referral fee or a kickback for selling that chemotherapy drug. So if they're selling a $10,000 a month chemotherapy drug, they might be getting $1,000 of that right into their pocket, or $2,000. I don't know what the exact number is. But anyways, let's talk about not getting cancer in the first place, because that's what I really am passionate about, helping people avoid it in the first place and get more energy, have a better quality of life. So number one thing to avoid, genetically modified foods. So I don't know if you know about GMOs or not. A lot of people have no idea what GMO even means. But basically, genetically modified foods are your typical food, conventional food in the marketplace today. And glyphosate or Roundup is Monsanto. That's their number one what's it called, pesticide, herbicide that they're spraying on all of these GMO crops. So and glyphosate, the number one ingredient, is named a probable carcinogen. So basically that means that it causes cancer. So if you're spraying this stuff on the crops, you're spraying something that causes cancer on the crops, and then we're ingesting that, that's probably a bad idea, right? And we don't know the consequences of this stuff, right? But GMO food is basically food that's been modified by messing with the DNA. So if you're, for example, before it was hybridization, right? So you created seedless grapes or seedless watermelon by cross-pollinization, right? Hybridization is what it was called, crossbreeding. Same species, so on. Now they're doing genetic modification, which is like injecting a cow's gene into soy, right? So you're taking a cow, a gene from a cow, and putting it into a soybean. That doesn't make much sense, right? Or a mouse gene into a potato, or a human gene into corn, or a human gene into potato, or a human gene into rice. This stuff is happening. There are human genes in rice and potatoes and corn. It's really, really weird. So anyways, if you want to avoid getting cancer, I would avoid genetically modified foods, which basically means go organic. Say no to herbicides, say no to pesticides. The Environmental Protection Agency considers 60%, more than half, of herbicides to be carcinogenic, which means they cause cancer. And over 90% of fungicides to be carcinogenic, and 30% of insecticides. So now, because corn has been engineered to produce its own insecticide as it grows, the EPA now regulates corn as an insecticide. So corn is an insecticide now. That is absolute madness to me. Like, that's crazy. How are you going to eat corn? Like, corn used to be this little tiny thing with little grains. Like, now it's these big, massive ears, whatever. That's not the way corn is designed to be. And it's really hard to digest, guys. Like, when you eat corn sometimes, like, it goes in not the exact same form, right? It's not cool. Like, we don't want to be eating corn to begin with, let alone one that's an insecticide. Secret number 2, dairy products. So this is a big one, Ryan. People hate me for this because, like, you're going to take away my cheese or whatever. Well, I understand why you like cheese so much. It has a strong opioid effect in it for your brain, making it really, really addictive. So you're addicted to cheese because cheese is basically a drug. It's basically a drug. So the reason why you crave cheese so much is because it has a very drug-like effect to you, right? Casein in cow's milk. We're going to talk about that on the next slide. But basically, you've got growth hormones, right? They're injecting these cows with these growth hormones to make them fat and to make them bigger so they can sell more meat, right? Because these cows are bigger. And they're feeding these cows the GMO corn that I just finished telling you about, right? So now you've got cows that are supposed to be eating grass, eating genetically modified corn because it makes them fatter and because it's cheaper to give them that feed. So now you've got cows that are eating insecticides as their main source of their diet. And then from there, you're drinking the milk that cow produces, and you're eating the meat that cow produces. So think about that. Like, these cows, they're not grazing the fields, like eating grass and whatever, having a good old time, right? They're in these capos locked up in these like cages, so they don't do a lot of exercise, so they get fatter, right? So they can continue to impregnate them and keep milking them, right? So they milk them, they have their baby, their calf, whatever, and then they go inject them again and get them pregnant again, and then keep milking them over and over and over. So their lifespans are horrible, and they're under great stress. So these cows are under such tremendous amounts of stress and releasing like cortisol or the equivalent, which is basically like a stress hormone or adrenaline. Like these cows are miserable, and then you're drinking that milk, and then when they're done being dairy cows, then they're slaughtered and sold to McDonald's or Burger King or whoever, and they're sold as hamburger meat, right? So now they're in your food, and you're eating all the stress, the hormones, the fear, and these cows that have been eating all this genetically modified corn, that's an insecticide, right? So if you think about that, you really don't want to put that into your body. So if you are going to eat this type of stuff, just make sure that you're doing organic, you're doing your research, you're figuring this out, like you're doing, the doorbell's ringing. You're doing your research, and you're drinking organic milk if you're going to drink milk at all, which I don't recommend. But if you're going to do it, drink organic at least. So
Tell them they're not baby cows.
Yeah, we're not baby cows, guys. But anyway, I mean, that's a lot of people disagree and whatever, which is totally cool. Do your own research, but if you're going to do it, at least do organic. But ideally, you want to do it not at all because it's going to give you cancer, straight up. So, anyways, the lactose, we don't digest it properly. The calcium, the dairy from cow's milk actually leaches calcium from our bones. It does not give us calcium. Like, eat spinach, that'll give you calcium, right? It'll give you osteoporosis, heart disease, diabetes, etc. Make losing weight a problem. Yeah, like Mikey said, you're not a baby cow. So stay away from the dairy, guys. Again, the main protein in dairy is casein, right? And in the China study, Colin Campbell has proven, they did tests on rats, and they would feed them in 3-week intervals protein, the casein they would feed them in 20%. They would feed one group of rats 5% casein and one group of rats 20% casein. And the group of rats they fed 20% casein, their cancer rates went super high. They started developing liver tumors. And then the ones that were 5% casein got nothing. So then they took them away in 3-week intervals, and then the cancer would go down, or the tumor would go down. So it's pretty basic here. Like the casein, the protein in cow's milk causes tumors, causes cancer. It's carcinogenic. So stay away from that. Bodybuilders, stay away from that whey protein. Stay away from that milk protein isolate. Stay away from that casein protein. Now they're like marketing casein like it's some wonder drug. It's horrible for you. It's literally a carcinogen. So stay away from that stuff. Substitute organic almond milk, organic flax milk, organic coconut milk. Just make sure there's no carrageenan in there, because that's another little trick here. That's a carcinogen. So stay away from carrageenan if you're going to buy it from the store. Or you can make your own, guys. It's really, really simple. Email me. At the end of this thing, I'll give you my email. I'll send you some recipes for like great almond milk, cashew milk. My girlfriend makes phenomenal ones, like different combinations. It's great. Chocolate flavors, vanilla flavors, like all different kinds of flavors. Anyways, eggs, the next one. I get a lot of backlash for this too, but it's the real deal. Like these things are, they're also carcinogenic. So if you're going to eat eggs, just eat very, very few of them and make sure that, again, they're free range, organic. They've got industrial pollutants in them. You have a higher chance of getting salmonella if you're eating them. They're 60% saturated fat. One egg has more cholesterol than a Big Mac. Like this stuff is not great for you. Why? I mean, I call them chicken periods. That kind of freaks people out and gets me to not eat them. So think about that. And the American Egg Board, they can't lie, right? So they can't call eggs healthy, safe, or nutrition in their advertising. They can't do it. They're not allowed to. So the USDA won't let them at all. So you can't call them healthy or nutritious or good for you. Like, you can't say that about eggs because they're not. Simple as that. Secret number 3, meat. Red meat, chicken, turkey, whatever you want to call it, right? You shouldn't eat very much of it, if any at all. But again, if you're going to consume it, do it organically. And the problem with this is that when you're going out to restaurants, how many restaurants do you guys know that serve or have organic ingredients? Like in Vegas, there's like 3. So I don't know about you, but if you're going to like a Chili's or an Applebee's or a Mary Callender's or a whatever restaurant out there, they're most likely not going to have organic meat. Why? Because it's way more expensive, right? It's way cheaper to buy conventional meat, and when they're selling so much of it, it's way easier for them to make a bigger profit, right? That's what they're in business to do, is make a profit. So try to find organic restaurants. Go on Google Maps and type in organic restaurant. Type in farm to table. So you're doing farm to table restaurants. If you're going to go out to eat, if you're going to be at home, then make sure you buy organic meat from like a Whole Foods or something like that. Or better yet, your local farmer. Find a local farm that will deliver meat to your house if you're going to consume it, right? So the Canadian Cancer Society recommends up to 3 servings per week of meat, and each serving is 3 ounces. That's a tiny little bit. It's like a deck of cards. So if you're going to talk about doing like a 6-ounce fillet or 8-ounce fillet, I mean, that's your meat for the entire week, not for the day, for the week. So think about that. Limit your consumption of that if you want to avoid cancer. If you want cancer, go ahead and eat as much meat as you want, guys. But literally, it's not good for you, no matter what people say. Like this is an industry. They want to make money, and this is a huge profit center for them. Like they don't want you to stop eating meat. They don't want you to stop eating dairy. Like that's the cows, right? If you don't believe me, watch a movie like Cowspiracy. If you've never seen a documentary called Cowspiracy, I encourage you to watch that. You'll learn a hell of a lot about meat and what it does, and you'll learn a lot about what it does to the environment too, if you care about that, which I think you should.
Let's start them off with easy ones, like Vegucated, things like that. Not.
Yeah, Vegucated. Food Inc. Food Matters. I mean, you could watch. There are so many out there that you could watch. Forks Over Knives, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. There are tons of documentaries out there, and that's a great way for people to get an idea and learn about what's going on and what happens. Anyway, all right. So my water delivery guy's here. That's his ringing the doorbell. Anyway, sticker number 4. This is huge, right? So poisons in your home. This one took me by surprise. This one was like a big shock to me. Huge shock. So I did not realize that all of the ingredients that you have in your beauty products are cancer-causing or hormone-disrupting, or just all in all, just really bad for you and unregulated at all. Like, it's not regulated at all. Like, it is just, they can put anything and everything into your beauty products, into your cleaning products. It is sick. So look at this slide and look at these names. Take a picture of it or do whatever you want to do. But when you go home, look through your medicine cabinet, look through your bathroom, look under your kitchen sink at your cleaning supplies, look at your laundry detergent, look at your fabric softener, your dryer sheets, your hairspray, your hair gel, your shampoo, your conditioner, your body wash. Like, look through everything that you put on your body or that you clean your house with, or that goes onto your clothes, because it is, or your laundry or your dry cleaning also, right? You want to stay away from Perk. Make sure you call your dry cleaner and say, do you guys use Perk, right? It's terrible for you. And if they offer wet cleaning, right? So wet cleaning is a lot better than dry cleaning. Bisphenol A, BPA, right? One of them. It's a horrible hormone disruptor, and it's a lot of plastic bottles. So if you're drinking water out of plastic bottles, like a lot of them are BPA, they have BPA in them, which messes with your hormones. They can literally make you depressed. They can literally make you depressed. They can give you mood swings. Yeah, Mikey.
We have a bunch of girls in here that wear a lot of makeup. Can you touch on that a little bit?
Oh my God. Write this down. Beautycounter.com. Okay, beautycounter.com. This woman made it her mission to create non-toxic products, because literally, if you're putting makeup on yourself, right? A typical woman uses 168 chemicals a day. Puts 168 chemicals a day on their body, and the men are about 100. But for you women doing makeup and lipsticks, the lipsticks have lead in them. Lipsticks are horrible for you, and they're absorbed into your skin within 26 seconds. So, I mean, just do some research. Look at it, because you're literally talking about poisoning yourself every single day by what you put on your body. So you go and you think you're doing a good job by taking a shower and shampooing your hair and conditioning your hair, and then body wash or whatever, cleaning yourself up, and then getting out of there, and then doing your hair and putting hairspray or whatever, and condition, whatever it is, and then you're putting makeup on your face and foundation and you know, whatever all these things are that you guys do, And literally, these things are all toxic. I mean, think about this. They've got propylene glycol in them, right? Propylene glycol is an antifreeze that causes brain, kidney, and liver malfunction. And you're putting that on your body. Why? Because it's cheap. It's cheap to produce, and it's not regulated. So they use it. It's petroleum-based. They put it in cookies also, in ice cream. Your cleaning products, your laundry detergents, all that stuff. It's terrible. So think about this. Your toothpaste, right? Sodium hydroxide is in most whitening toothpaste, right? Sodium hydroxide is what's in Drano. Look at the warning label. Look at Drano. It's 100% sodium hydroxide, and it's got the poison symbol right then and there. And that's what you're putting on your teeth, in your mouth, right? And then on top of that, they've got fluoride, which is another mega toxin, right? And these are all, people think that fluoride is good for you, right? Companies like Tom's of Maine, for example, are great companies. And they're like, we're going to take fluoride out of our toothpaste and keep the public healthy. So they created this natural company, Tom's of Maine, great. They get big, and then what happens? Colgate-Palmolive buys them because they're disrupting their marketplace. So now Colgate owns Tom's of Maine, and what do? They put fluoride back into the toothpaste. So now you got the same logo, same natural thing, whatever, but now they've got non-fluoride, and they've got fluoride-type toothpaste. I'm looking at Tom's of Maine going, what the hell? How do they offer a fluoride? How can a company that's natural offer fluoride in their toothpaste? It's sick. It's why? Because they're owned by Colgate now. Colgate-Palmolive, whatever. So just look at that stuff. Like, you don't want to be putting fluoride in your mouth. You don't want to be putting sodium hydroxide in your mouth. So stay away from that stuff. Find, like earth paste or something like that, or find, a different. Even the natural brands you got to be careful with now, because they're all getting bought out by these big corporations the minute they start disrupting the marketplace. So you got to be really, really careful. Or just make your own, really, at the end of the day. But yeah, ladies, check your makeup. Look at all the items on this slide right now, and if your makeup has any of these things on them, or anything that you use has any of these on them, literally throw them away. You do not want to put them in your body. Go on to Google, go onto YouTube, type in the name of the chemical, and go see the videos for yourself. You'll be shocked at what these things can do to your body. So again, that's the easiest thing you could do for your health right now, is to throw the toxic chemicals away and replace them with safe, non-toxic items. You don't have to change your lifestyle. You don't have to change the way you eat. You don't have to change the way you do anything else. All you got to do is literally grab the stuff, throw it away, buy new stuff, right? Is it expensive? Sure. But that's the simplest thing you could do right now to help you avoid getting cancer. The chemicals have not been tested. 84,000 chemicals are used in household items. Only 200 of those have been tested by the FDA, and only 5 of them are actually even regulated. So 5 out of 84,000, they're not really doing their job. I mean, they're not really testing, and they're not really watching out for you. And the last time the law was updated was 1976. So that's the year I was born, and I'm almost 40. So that's 39 years ago. So anyways, this stuff is not, they are not looking out for your best interest, okay? They're not. Look out for polyethylene glycol. That's also cancer causing, and it looks like they spell it PEG. So there's PEG 10 all the way up to PEG 150. The higher the number, the more carcinogenic it is. A lot of this makeup stuff has PEG 20, and then PEG is 50 is the next chemical, or is the next item, or the next ingredient. Then PEG 120. And then last but not least, fragrance. So perfumes, in fragrance they can put anything. Fragrance can mean up to 4,000 different chemicals, right? So just be really, really careful, guys, because you don't know what you're putting on your body. And like I said before, if you spray it on your body, you lather on your body, you do whatever it is to your body, it's in your bloodstream in 26 seconds, okay? They're finding like 200 plus chemicals in the baby's umbilical cord when babies are born now. So when babies are born, the reason why they're also, a lot of them are so messed up or sick or whatever is because they're already got so many chemicals in them. And they're not even like born yet. So it's really, really scary. So just try to avoid all of these things as much as you possibly can. Replace your stuff with non-toxic items. Water, another big one. So like I was telling you before, if you're drinking bottled water, which most Americans are, you're drinking out of a plastic bottle, right? So me, I'm drinking out of glass, right? I got my glass big water here, and my glass green juice here, which I'm drinking. So I'm drinking out of glass. I don't drink out of bottled waters or plastic bottled waters very, very often. only when I absolutely have to. But anyways, the plastic bottled waters, they contain bisphenol A or BPA, right? And now you see a lot of these bottled waters and they're like, oh, they're BPA free, they're BPA free. Well, that's cool, but they're still plastic water bottles. They're still made from petrochemicals. And now that they discovered that BPA is so bad for you, now they're replacing BPA with BPS, right? And we all know that BPS is not good for you already, but the general public doesn't know yet because there haven't been enough studies about it yet. So I'm already telling you, BPS is coming next. Now they're going to say BPA and BPS free, right? Then they'll find some other chemical to put in there, right? So just avoid plastics as much as possible. When you're cooking food at home, avoid plastics. Don't put them in plastic containers. If you're going to do your Pyrex, get glass. Don't get plastic, right? So stay away from the plastic as much as possible, especially if you're going to microwave food. I don't recommend microwaving at all, because it's radiation. You don't want microwave food. It totally changes the molecular structure of food. It's not good for you. It turns regular food into carcinogenic food. Okay, so stay away from the microwave too. Get rid of it. Those things were banned a long time ago, and they came back. I don't even know how that happened. But anyways, that's another story. Anyways, water. So drink filtered water. So you can do this by a bunch of ways, right? So you want to stay away from the fluoride in the water. You want to stay away from the chlorine in the water. You want to stay from the heavy metals in the water. Get yourself a shower filter if you don't have a RO system in your house, or get a reverse osmosis system for your house if you're going to stay there for a long time. I think you can rent them also. But if not, get water delivered to your house, right? So get water delivered to your house in like 5-gallon containers, like the guy that just came to my door right now. So I get about 30 gallons of water delivered to my house every 2 weeks. It's all alkaline water, 8.5 pH or higher, 7-stage filtration system. It's all delivered in glass bottles, and then I pour it from that glass bottle into my glass bottles, right? So it doesn't touch plastic. So you could do that, or get the RO system for your house, or you can at least do shower filters for your shower. We'll talk about that in the next slide. But anyways, raise your alkalinity so you can avoid getting cancer, which is why we're talking about here, right? So cancer cannot live in an alkaline environment, and now people are fighting that too, which is ridiculous. But anyways, so you want to stay alkaline. What creates alkalinity, right? So drinking alkaline water, that's a simple way. Drinking green juice, another simple way. Cold pressed green juices, eating green salads that are organic, obviously they create alkalinity. So you want to stay more on the alkaline side. You want to stay about 7.365 on your pH level. You could also take non-alkaline water. You could get some pH drops. You just drop some pH drops into your water, raise the pH level of your water, and then drink it after that. So there's a bunch of different ways to do it. Yeah, or you can get a Kangen water filter, and you can actually raise the pH of your level and get it negatively ionized, which is also fantastic because it removes toxins from your body even faster. All right, so stay alkaline, stay on the higher than 7 scale. The higher the better. You want to stay away from the acidic piece, like coffees and stuff like that. They all lower your acidity. So if you're going to drink coffee, that's a 4 pH, right? Way acidic. You want to make sure you balance it out with like a green drink or some cold pressed green juice or something like that, or a bunch of alkaline water. Your shower. So right now, wake up in the morning, you take a shower. If you don't have a shower filter or you don't have an RO system in your house, it's a major health risk to take hot showers, right? So at least get a shower filter for the shower to take away the chlorine, the chloroform, and fluoride, because what happens is you're breathing that steam in, and it's absorbing the toxins 6 times faster than if you were to drink it. So it's in your skin. It's absorbing through your skin, and it's absorbing through your lungs. So taking a shower could be one of the worst things you could be doing in the morning, thinking you're trying to get clean and whatever. You're actually doing damage to yourself. A great documentary to watch for this is called The Great Culling, Culling. So check that out, and you'll learn about the water system and how that all came to be too. What you can do now. So super hydrate. Drink a gallon of alkaline water a day, at least pH of 8 or higher. Do exercise, move 30 minutes a day at least. Yoga is fantastic just because you get your core strength, you get your stretching, and you get your meditation all in one. So it's really cool. Drink greens at least 3 times a day. So I go to like the Juice Standard here, which is like a fantastic cold pressed juice bar. The only problem is that the juices are like $10-11 a piece. So it gets pretty pricey if you're drinking them like that. Organifi is my favorite green juice just because it's a powder. It costs about $1.50 a day, and it looks like this. You just pour a little scoop in here, shake it up, and boom, you go.
You go.
It's got all you need. the greens that you need. Replace the toxic substances in your homes with non-toxic. So go under your kitchen sink, grab all that crap, look up the stuff. I guarantee you there's going to be toxins in everything, unless you're using all natural products like Dr. Bronner's or something like that. So grab that stuff, throw it away, get rid of it. Get rid of it. You don't want that in your house. You don't want that on your counters. You don't want that anywhere. You don't want to breathe it. You don't want to. It should not be there at all. So get rid of all of that, and go through your makeup, especially. Get rid of all that too. Get rid of it. Like, I know you paid a lot of money for it. I know that it's expensive. I know that you love the way you look, the way when you put it on. But if you want to avoid getting cancer, get rid of that. Go to beautycounter.com. It's an MLM, but I'm not a member. I'm not trying to make money, anything like that. I'm just telling you. That's just it's a great product. It's a great product. You can buy your stuff from there, or there's a couple of other places too you can go to. Just look online and find natural beauty products, non-toxic beauty products. But anyways, do that right away, and then greatly reduce your consumption of animal products, guys. So eggs, dairy, meat, just reduce it as much as possible. I know it's hard. I know it's tough. I'm not here going be vegan, whatever. Like, I'm not a vegan. I eat animal products. I'll eat eggs sometimes. I'll eat cheese sometimes. I'll eat meat sometimes. I'm not a freak. But I do feel 100 times better. I did lose 55 pounds. And, my girlfriend did, get rid of her cervical cancer naturally. And we're helping some other people get rid of their own skin and lip cancer, stuff like that, too, with the same type of diet and lifestyle. So it works. It works. And it's better for your body. I promise you. Drink Udo's oil 3 times a day. That's at the refrigerated section of your market. It's great for your heart. It's great for your skin. It's great for your brain. It's just fantastic for you all around. You get all your omegas 3, 6, and 9. It's awesome. And purchase a shower filter for your shower, or get a whole house system. And just buy organic products. If you can't afford to buy everything organic, look at the Dirty Dozen chart on Google. Just type in Dirty Dozen or Clean 15, and it'll show you a chart of what foods to never buy non-organic, what foods you can buy that are non-organic. I buy everything organic just because I'm a freak, but that's the best thing you can do right now. Where to shop? Go to Whole Foods. I know it's pricey. Go to Whole Foods. It's worth it. It's pricier to buy chemotherapy drugs for $12,000, and it's not fun for you, and it's not fun for your family. So get over it. Buy organic products. Go to Whole Foods. Stop shopping at traditional markets. They're literally selling you drugs and cancer-causing agents all day, every day. All that processed food, stay away from it. You don't want all that stuff. You want to stay in the produce section of your market. Eat as many fruits and vegetables as possible. Buy fruits, buy vegetables. They taste good, guys. They're not bad. They're good for you, and they taste good. Like, just buy them and eat them. It's very simple. Blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, nectarines, like apples, oranges. Like, just buy them and eat them. It's that simple. Amazon Prime, great place to get supplements and nutrients and stuff like that too. Also. A local health food store, same thing. Organifi store, you can buy the Organifi store. You can buy the Organifi from their store. Go to local farmers markets. That's awesome. When you go to local farmers markets, you support your local farmers, which is great, because you don't want to support these people that are trying to kill us. You want to support them to help us. And the farmers are the ones that are trying to help us. The local farmers, they're the ones that want to give us nutritious food that's good for us. It's going to help us and our immune systems fight off all diseases, not just cancer. Or you can get a food delivery service that brings you organic food. So I've got a Facebook group. It's totally free. It's called the Green Edge Club. You're welcome to join it. A lot of people on there having great successes losing weight, great successes fighting disease. I got some lady that just dropped 102 points on her cholesterol in a matter of weeks just by changing her diet and lifestyle. So just stuff like that, guys. A lot of inspirational things. A great place to share. Or just go in there and just look. Right? You don't have to share anything. Just go in there and look and see what's going on. So you can better your life and avoid being that 1 in 2 or 1 in 3 statistic. Anyway, I got a 20% discount code for Organifi for you guys. It's golden, all caps, my last name. You can try it for free or just pay shipping if you want to. And my info's on there. If you want any recipes or any tips, tricks, whatever, you feel free to email me, davidgoldencoaching@gmail.com. And that's what I got for you today, guys.
Can we have a second for questions? Anybody have questions for Dave before we let him go? Nancy, what's your question? Fish is meat, too. You want to talk about fish?
Yeah, I mean, fish, if you're going to eat meat, fish is probably the best thing to do right now. Just make sure that it's wild caught and you're not eating farm salmon or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, don't eat farm foods. Make sure that you're eating wild caught foods, or when you're shopping at the store, get wild caught at Whole Foods, like get wild caught fish or catch it yourself.
Any other questions? Yes. A great question. She asked about vitamins and supplements. Now, we do not have time to answer that, and I'm going to answer it in two ways. Number one, if she was to ask for a list in the Green Edge group, would you give it to her?
Sure.
Okay, and number two, next week our guest speaker is all about that. So that's going to be cool. And then I will try to help. What I want to do, Dave, is I want to enter you into our Home Smart group, and I want you to be able to answer questions if somebody has them, or I want you to, post little health tips and tricks here once in a while to keep us on track. Is that cool?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So, dude, I love you for doing this. Thank you so much. I owe you. I can't wait to see you. And can we give him a round of applause so we can hear it today? Can you hear that?
Yeah, I hear it. I wish I could see it.
Sorry. Next time we'll be more high-tech. All right, brother.
Awesome.
All right, give everybody kisses.
Thanks,
See you.
guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Later.
Cool, huh? It's a little overwhelming, right? It's like, dude, what am I going to do? Live in a bubble? It's like so hard to do. Furman, am I okay here for camera? Okay, cool. What I wanted to do was jump right into our scripts and dialogues. And we could talk later about all that stuff because we have a lot of it to talk about. So what that did for me is when I first started hanging out with him, that completely dramatically put me in a stage of depression for a while because I was so confused. I was like, what, how, but he's a really good guy, and I know a lot of other people. If you have specific questions about specific things, just let me know, and I'll put you in the right direction. But again, over this series, we're going to be answering all the questions you could ever imagine. I'm not going to throw a bunch of stuff on you and then say, now what do I do? How do I handle that? I'm going to make sure bits and pieces, since we only have an hour-ish at a time, we can't do it. What I'd like to do is make it a 3-day workshop, but we can't. All right, so let's talk about buyers. Are we ready? We like that we were rushing in there. So this is the number one script that I've ever used in my entire life since 1991 up until today. You're on the phone with John. John, let me ask you a question. If I was to find you short sales and foreclosures in the area, not on the market yet, would you see them with me? So you have to be one day in this business to have never heard that before because I breathe this script. This is all I ever say. I say it on the streets. I say it on the phone. I say it in Facebook messages. I say it in emails. I say it everywhere. It's not a script that you just talk about. It's a script that you live and work with. So this is the number one, period. So if you don't memorize and internalize this, go be a greeter. So the next one, Candy, I know of some homes that are nearby that seem to be better deals. Would you like me to check their availability and get right back to you? It's a long shot, but it's worth it, right? So what does that do? We have other homes that they don't know about. Oh, crap, now I need to know where these homes are. They seem to be better deals. Now, if we're doing our job, being good buyer's agents, we're out previewing property how many hours a day? 2 hours a day. We know every single home that's on the market. You will know homes that are better deals. So don't go, Mike, it sounds like you're scamming them. Did it? No, you will know better deals. You'll know foreclosures. You'll know short sales. You'll know homes that are in default. You'll have avenues to get people. So these two scripts alone, you'll never lose a buyer again, ever, ever, ever. So do you want a third? Yeah. I like that. All right. This is another really good one. I see what you're looking for could be a challenge. One of the benefits of working with my team is we already did this one. Yeah. Okay, so we understood that one, right? Maybe for the live audience, we'll say it again. I see what you are looking for could be a challenge. One of the benefits of working with my team is we compile a list of homes out of the MLS for homes in all price ranges that came on the market and never sold. Sometimes they are wanting to sell, but they're just not quite ready to list again. Would you like me to call them and see if they're now ready? Super powerful. Another way to never lose a buyer as long as you live. We have 3 of the best scripts on earth sitting right here. Let me go into the other 2, if I can. I think I screwed this up. I was so late today doing webinars all darn morning that I didn't have a chance to finish my thoughts. 'Cause All right. So this is a really good script, especially for Santa Clarita. Now, I didn't write it out for a reason. There was, well, time, but you could write it out 50 million different ways. Do we ever talk to a buyer that says, does that home have Mello Roos? And they automatically think it's negative? And we're like, dude, Mello Roos isn't that bad. You know, some of the homes are discounted for it. And we go into this tangent, right? Do we do that? Yeah, we do. I hear you guys all the time. The second thing is high HOAs. Some people are so against HOAs, it's ridiculous. Good old Santa Clarita. We do what we want. We carry guns, da-da-da-da-da. So that's really cool, too. And then the other thing is the tax rates. So do we know areas where they might have school bonds that aren't called Mello Roos? Do we know high library taxes or any other taxes? So my script is, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I and my team specialize in Santa Clarita. We look at homes all day, every day. There's probably not another team that knows the area better. If I could save you $5, $8, maybe $1,000 a month on your payment by avoiding Mello Roos, high HOAs, high bonds, would that help you? Would you like to see a list of those properties? And they're going to say yes, because hardly ever have I found somebody that says, oh, no, I only want Mello Roos. I only want Mello Roos. It just doesn't exist. It doesn't make sense. So basically, if a buyer, if you can't give them a house, you could at least give them a way to save money. They want to save money, I promise you. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, if I could save you up to $800 to $900 to $1,000 a month, what would you do with that? Would that increase their buying power? Would we like to have a talk with them? Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I know you're qualified at $650,000. If I could get you qualified to $750,000, live in the neighborhood of your dreams, in the school system of your dreams, by some of the other people in your circle, would that benefit you? Yes, right? And even if they don't really give a crap about HOA and taxes and all this stuff, the reality is that they're going to say, you know what? That freaking Mike dude said crap that I've never heard any of the other dipshit agents say. Right? I know, like, and trust him. He's got more information. He's more educated, and he actually knows things. Right? You're instilling trust. So that's really important. Do you guys like that script? Now we have 4, right? That's crazy. Now you have 4 different things you could say to buyers to never lose them again. If all else fails, we always talk about this. We always talk about this a lot in listing presentations, but we're going to talk about it today, the USPs. What's a USP? Let me hear it loud. You guys are so good. Yes, for these who are watching, unique selling proposition. So when we talk about sellers, we talk about free home stagers, free box kits, free home sellers warranties. We have all these great things. But a buyer, if you have a buyer on the phone that's just like, and you just can't quite get them, and you know they're motivated, and you want to help them out, what are some USPs you could use for buyer? Hey, Mr. and Ms. Smith, one of the benefits of working with Team Bjorkman, if you buy a home and close before the end of summer, we're going to pay for your move. Right? We're going to pay for your escrow. We're going to pay X, whatever it is. We're going to send our painter over and credit you $1,000 to repaint a room or 2. We're going to send our carpet clean over and carpet. We're going to send our cleaning crew. The list goes on and on. It goes from $5 to $5,000 if you wanted. Depends on your split, the way you feel about your business, your industry. What kind of USP could you think of? Now, we know people on the East Coast that they've named their entire real estate company after buy this home for me and we'll move you for free. It's everywhere. Their shirts, their business cards. It's ridiculous. And it's so powerful that that's all they do. They eat on all their signs. I mean, it's just that's what they do. So a buyer USP is probably something pretty interesting to come up with. I'd like to hear from you guys. What in your career have you seen that the buyers are attracted to?
Home warranties.
Home warranties?
What they do. Not just the seller warranty, but the home warranty that carries to the buyer.
Right.
Because you got 2 different types of warranties.
Absolutely. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, would you feel more comfortable knowing that this house is going to be guaranteed for at least up to a year with all your major systems? If something really expensive like your air conditioning breaks, your refrigerator, your washer, dryer, anything like that, your furnace, water heater explodes, wouldn't you be nice to know that that's covered? Well, as a gift, when you purchase the home from us, we're going to take care of that for you. So little things like that matter to buyers. They already think you're making too much money. They already think you're not worth your commission. So if you were to help them and be on their team and give them a little something, that's pretty cool, right? What other USPs can you guys come up with? Yes?
I'm doing a housewarming party for my buyer right now, and they don't have a lot of friends, and they're super excited about it. So, you know, that's something that they want to share their new purchase with their family and friends. So
That's really cool. So if you guys didn't hear, she's going to pay for their housewarming party. Now, is that genius or is that genius? Because now I'm going to go ahead and send out the invites. Give me all your friends and family's information. We'll send that out for free. We'll send out the evites. Now you build your database, but now you're there looking like the hero. Yeah, welcome to the housewarming party. It's almost like your party, and you're the big super stud of the place. I mean, it makes perfectly good sense. So those are awesome, good things. That's it. What else? No, that's it? Is that enough good ideas? You get the concept, right? So now that you get the concept, let's just entertain the content. All right, let's move into the sellers, shall we? I don't even know how I'm doing this. This is so backwards. If anybody wants to help me with PowerPoint someday, just let me know. All right, so my favorite one. If you're on the phone with them, they're calling around. And Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I really appreciate you calling me. I'm sure you're calling many agents, maybe 2, 3, maybe even more. What I would like to do is if I could show you how I could net you 3 to 5% more than any other agent in Santa Clarita, would you agree to sit down with me? Now, normal people say yes to that. I've never had somebody say no. They always say, well, how do you do that, Mike? Simple. I'm going to show you line item by line item. And I don't know why they like to hear line item, but it works. And it doesn't make, everybody else says, I want to show you my marketing presentation. I want to show you my market plan. This sounds a little different. Maybe it's something they haven't heard, I don't know. But I want to show you line item by line item on how we do that. Nobody else can show you this. Would you like it today or would tomorrow night be better? Okay? That's almost like the universal script. If I could find you foreclosures or short sales not on the market yet, would you see them with me? Yes.
I've heard you say that
100 million times, right?
3 to 5%.
Uh-huh.
I guess I'd like to know how does that happen?
Great. Many people ask me that question. I'd love to sit down and show you that line item by line item. Would 3 or 5 be better today?
For my benefit.
Oh, I know. I'm just practicing.
Yeah, okay.
This is Peter. Yeah, so it's very simple. So I and my team, we sell homes faster and for more money than anybody else, right? I can statistically prove that our homes sell 3 to 5% more than the average realtor, straight out of the MLS. There's other ways I could do it, but that's the quick and easy one for the benefit of everybody else listening. All right, so this is a good one too. If I had a buyer willing to pay market value or above market value, would you appreciate avoiding the hassles of being on the market? Now, the top thing, if you ask sellers, what is the problem with going on the market? There's like, oh my God, lock boxes, dirtbag agents, open houses, you name it, cleaning my house. This is a very powerful one. And they say, how in the world, what are you talking about? Mr. and Mrs. Smith, it's very simple. We have so much marketing and we do so much business in the area. We have a database of active buyers of over 15,000 or over 15 or over 1,500. Whatever fits you and your team, that's what you use. I would love to see your home so I could share the features and benefits with our buyers and possibly get you a full price offer before you even hit the market. Would that be great? You guys like that? It freaking works. People would do anything to avoid being on the market. Personally, if I sell my house, I promise you I'm going to be moved out of it before I let you guys in with a lockbox. That's how passionate I am about this script. Do you guys have any issues or debates about that? All right, cool. All right, I specialize in getting properties multiple offers and in bidding wars. It's crucial I show you after you've spoken with the others. Okay? What are we doing there? We want to be last in the door at all times, but we want to make sure they don't list with another agent. So these are things we can say. When they go, what do you mean you specialize in bidding wars and multiple offers? That's another great question. I can't wait to show you line item by line item how we do that. You see, with my experience, with my team, with my marketing, with whatever you have, we have the knowledge and experience to make that happen. We have a plan that nobody else has to make sure this happens for you, multiple offers and bidding wars. I'd love to show it to you. Would 5 or 6 be better? Now, they might go, sounds a little weird, but do we care? We're getting in the door, right? And they would be stupid, and they're going to stare at the ceiling at night and go, what does Mike do different than anybody else? He said some things that make me want to talk to him. Can you guys say that comfortably and confident?
Yes.
Do we know how to do this? How do we do this in today's market? We help them make educated decisions based on price. If they price it at market value, what happens in today's market? Super simple, super normal. See what else we got here in a little bag of tricks. Do you guys like these so far? Okay, cool. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I see you're not quite ready yet, but I'd like you to add you to my pocket listing program. It could save you thousands of dollars. Right? What the heck is that? Mr. and Mrs. Smith, it's very simple. We have a humongous list, since we do specialize in this areas, of homes that are on the market. One of the things we do is we market to our buyers homes that are not yet on the market. You see, we're in a low inventory market, and we deal with so many people, and we do so much marketing. I have this list of properties. Let me ask you a question. If I was able to bring a buyer before you went on the market and put you in our pocket listing program, wouldn't that be great if you don't have to go on the market? Now, what do we do for our pocket listing program? More and more and more now, sellers are asking me, Mike, what do you do for pre-marketing? Now, I feel like I'm pretty good at real estate, and I feel like I've been around long enough, and I feel like I've sold enough homes, but I don't know what it is. Pre-marketing just in the last 6 months has been a big issue. So our pocket listing program could be anything. We could send out postcards to our sphere of influence, our neighbors. We could do Facebook blasts. We could do, there's so many different things we can do. So now you say, in my pocket listing program, and that's just really simple, Mr. Smith. You know we're going to work together in the future. We're just not going to rush into things. Most agents are going to force you to do this. All we're going to do is have a simple agreement that when the time comes, we're going to put you on the market. Is that fair? That's in front of them, obviously, after you've made the appointment. You guys like that? All right. Is that 4? All right, last one. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you called the right guy. We're running a summer special that saves you thousands of dollars. Okay? I think some of you have heard that in the listing class we did a couple weeks ago at the Country Club. This is my favorite thing. This is a USP again, by the way. They're going to say, what do you mean save me thousands of dollars? Can't wait to go over the program with you. It'll take you 10 to 15 minutes, and I can show you how you can save a lot of money. So again, what is this? I'm going to pay for your escrow. I'm going to pay for your home warranty. I'm going to pay for your pest inspection. I'm going to pay for an upfront, whatever it is. But this is our summer special. Now, what happens after the summer special? What do we do? We have a fall special. Okay, just making sure you guys are still awake. Johnny got So here's 5 scripts. I promise you, I've done this thousands of times. If you guys write all 10 of these scripts down that we gave you, practice them with your team, with our colleagues, with people across the country, you will never lose an appointment again. Now, do you feel good knowing you'll never lose an appointment again? Yes. Give yourselves a hand for being here. All right. Any questions about what we talked about today? What's going on? Anything like that? No? Nothing? Claudia, Daisy, can you come say hi real quick? I see you standing there. Today's lunch today, by the way, is provided by Iron Oak Escrow. And these are our Iron Oak Escrow girls. You guys are doing such an amazing job. It's ridiculous. Are we cranking down there? Are we doing good? We're having fun? Okay, cool. Say hi. That's it. Yay! So you guys, obviously, they're always available for net sheets. I urge you, if you're newer in the business, set an appointment with them. Go sit down with the ladies. Let them walk you through the processes of escrow. Let them tell you what you need to bring to appointments. Let them teach you the lingo and how to effectively communicate with your buyers and sellers. Because there's nothing worse when a buyer and seller says, what exactly happens in escrow, and who does this, and how do they get the money, and how does title transfer this? And you're just like, let me ask somebody. I'll get right back to you. You look like a tool. So you might as well just educate yourself, get to know them. There's probably 20 years of experience standing right there. So we appreciate you guys, your trust in them. And if you have no other questions, stick around for lunch and mingle and network a little bit. Thanks, guys.